Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Word Fluxx. That's right, another Fluxx game that we are talking about. But before we do, we just want to remind you to subscribe so you can see all our videos as they come out. Okay, this game is designed by Andrew Looney and it is published by Looney Labs.
This is Word Fluxx. The game is described by the title. You are playing Fluxx, which is a game all about changing rules, but with letters and words. We have played a ton of different Fluxxes, and we've reviewed a ton of different Fluxxes as well. I'm going to put some of those down below in the description as links, so you can kind of check some of those out as well. But the main kind of hook to this game is you're playing the letters, you're playing words, and that makes it incredibly interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to keep this short and snappy just because we've talked about the system quite a few times. Let's talk about what's specifically unique to Word Fluxx.
Okay, Word Fluxx, I think, is a brilliant educational tool while still being fun. So you have all these letters, and a lot of the things that you're trying to complete are educational things without being in-your-face educational. A lot of educational games just aren't fun. They're just not because it's educational. This is a game that happens to have some educational elements in it. So I thought that was really cool. I could definitely see, I would recommend this to a lot of homeschooling families. I just think that they would get a big kick out of this and it would be easy to teach concepts while still being fun. Great job.
Alright, so some of these Fluxx games have a meta rule that you can optionally add in that changes the rule in sometimes a big way. Usually what happens when you play Fluxx is you play until someone completes a goal. And that might take 5 minutes, it might take 20 minutes, who knows. And then you can shuffle the deal and play again, right? But there's a meta rule in this particular version that you can use. You can probably use it with any version of Fluxx, but it comes with this one where you are going to, before the game starts, pre-set up a situation where the game ends.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily finishing one goal. It's something like first to 5 goals wins.
Yeah.
Or maybe we're going to play for 1 hour, and whoever has the most goals wins.
Yeah.
Or we're going to play until Matt shows up. And at that point, we're going to stop playing because we want to play with Matt when Matt shows up. But whoever has the most goals at that point wins the game. I think that's a really clever way to get a little bit more out of your games of Fluxx, but at the same time, you avoid those situations where you have a 30-second hand.
Yeah.
If you might just be dealt the perfect thing, in which case, bam, you can just lay down your cards, the game's over.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. This allows it to be a little bit more long-term strategy building up. And strategy is a strong word for a Fluxx game, but still, it's a little bit more interesting to choose your own end condition.
That's nice, Ryan and Bethany, but what do you really think about that? Okay, I'll tell you. This is my favorite Fluxx. It's my favorite Fluxx. This is the Fluxx that I will go to. This is the Fluxx I enjoy playing the most. I like this Fluxx a lot. I think it's because you can get a lot of gold cards in it. So, when you're working towards something, it just doesn't happen. Something happens and twists things around and can get kind of frustrating. That's not the case in this game. I feel like almost everybody would be able to complete at least a goal in this. That's why I really like that meta rule. But this is definitely my favorite Fluxx. This is definitely the Fluxx I'm going to gravitate to and the Fluxx that I'm going to want to play.
I think that a lot of Fluxxes are more chaotic, lots and lots of rules changing, lots and lots of action cards. I feel like there's less, I didn't count it all out, but it feels like there's less action, less rule change cards. All the classic ones are still there, kind of upping the amount of cards you play, upping the amount of cards you draw, upping the amount of, some of the main action cards are all there very, very present. There's no special new ones, though. Yeah. The Wizards are a ton of keepers. The alphabet, just over and over again, lots of different copies of the alphabet. So some of the goals in the original Fluxxes would have, you need these 2 items, and then the goal itself, and then you win. This one would require, 5 keepers to spell out a 5-letter word, or 3 very specific keepers, or whatever the case was. So some of the goals themselves were a lot more interesting because they took more time to compile together.
Yeah.
So I would say Math Fluxx and Word Fluxx. Those are my 2 favorites. And so this rose right to the top, right to tie alongside Math Fluxx. They give you the same chaos and silliness and fun that Fluxx gives you, but it's a little bit more useful, a little bit more, I don't know, it's just more interesting to me to actually kind of go for something that's less abstract. You need to spell out a word, you need to come up with a concept, you need to solve an equation, whatever the case is. Word Fluxx is right up there with Math Fluxx, my two favorites. So this is, for me, and definitely for you, tied for or the best Fluxx of all time to date.
Really liked it. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us at all of these places.
Yes, thanks for watching. We will see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.